She kind of stole a little bit of my thunder, but yeah, March 1st, 2014, 10-year anniversary with Toastmasters. And what a journey it's been. I had no idea when I joined where it would take me. And I'm going to tell you those stories right now. It's going to turn into tips and tricks for you to get the most juice out of Toastmasters. Okay. 2 words, mindset and manifestation. Mindset and manifest, and it will happen for you. My first year, I was at South Dade. Who's from South Dade? I see them. They're here. Great representation. Guillermo. I joined in March 1st. My office was nearby. I was the chief administrative officer, and they said, hey, find us some training, public speaking training. I found an ad this small that Denny put into the South Dade local newspaper. South Dade is having a club contest. And I went curiously to check it out. That first 3 months, I brought 8 new members. And unbeknownst to me, they were plotting behind my back to volunteer me to be the president. And I said, yes, which is one of the secrets I'm about to tell you. Every opportunity that Toastmasters gives you, just say yes, even if you don't know what it is. And the one that'll get you the most is area director or district officer, because you got to spend a lot of time doing that work. So I became president. I was the test speaker. Contest season is upon us right now. I do encourage you to participate in the contest in any way you can, as a judge, as a test speaker, as a speaker. The Division E, back then it was called governor, Division E director, was in my club. And he saw me do contest chair at the club. And he said, I want you to be the contest chair for the Division E. And guess what I said? Yes. Yes. Had no idea what it was, but I did it. Happens that the Area 52 director was also in the club, and she said to me, Geno, you'd be a great Area 52 director. No idea what it was, but what did I say? Yes. Yes. I said yes to the opportunity. And I got to attend my first international convention in Washington, D.C. I got to take my kids to the most cultural city in the United States. Phenomenal. I did meet Jim Kakaki, I think his name. Kakachi, was the international president at the time. I met him within my first 10 minutes that I was there. It was really cool. Abby Ross was the one that was my mentor. I can't believe what a great mentor I got. So I encourage you to get a mentor in the clubs. She was the most highly decorated Toastmaster in 2 years running. She had like 60 awards. #1 in the world. And that was my mentor. Holy cow, what great luck. She's the one that told me to go to the convention. My 3rd year, I was on a tear, and I said, I'm finishing this Distinguished Toastmaster thing. I got to get it done. In order to do that, guess what? There was not many speaking slots available, because South Dade, everybody gets assigned a speaking slot, so I had to join other clubs in order to get speaking slots to complete my 40 speeches and other sundry requirements. In my 4th year, I went to my 2nd international convention. This was so phenomenal because it was in Vancouver, British Columbia. What a city. Amazing city. The venue was incredible. And here's the kicker. After the convention, the Toastmasters organized a cruise to Alaska through the Alaska Passage. Amazing. And here's the better part. I was able to take my octogenarian parents to this cruise. And it's awesome because they've had some health issues lately, and I got to go with them, and it was amazing. I also went to my 3rd international convention in Chicago, where we learned the manifest story. Keep this picture in mind. I was not speaking at that convention, but I stood up on that stage, had somebody take my picture. I didn't claim I spoke there, But I said, one day I will be at the Toastmasters International Convention and I will be speaking there. And that's when I manifested it. And I challenge you to manifest whatever you want to get out of Toastmasters. I'll give you the challenge later. Sixth year, what happened? COVID, Zoomy. Everybody had to get on Zoom. And I was with South Dade. This is one of them. I was also with Doral Toastmasters. After about 7 months, we got sick of being on Zoom. And I found a venue. It's right across the street from here. It's Keiser University. We've been there since October 2020, and it's been phenomenal. They've been the greatest hosts. Allow us to hang our banners there. No charge. They've been phenomenal hosts. And I did my second area directorship. Now, why? Because I wasn't looking to do a second area directorship, but our club is known for generating area directors. We must have had the last 6 in a row from Doral Toastmasters. So even division directors. So where's Sarah? Oh, hi, Sarah. Division E director, former. She challenged me. I challenged her to become a Toastmaster, and then she challenged me to become an area director. I said, okay, I'll do it. Why did I do that? Because every opportunity they afford you, what do you say? Yes. Yes, yes. Okay? In my 8th year, we were at a temporary venue. We kept it going. You see our banners are hanging there. The club was thriving. We went back to live, in-person meetings. We got people from all the other clubs that were doing Zoom because they wanted the live, in-person experience. And our club is thriving. I think we have 40 members now. In my 9th year, I got my second DTM because I challenged another member who's my cameraman today, and I said, Brent, he was on his hospital bed when I went to visit him. And I said, Brent, what are you doing after you get out of the hospital? You're going to Toastmasters. And he did it, and he went all in. So it's like you take a jar of beans, you fill it with beans, and there's a couple of peanuts in there. And then you shake the jar, agitate the jar. And guess what? The peanuts all rise to the top. The nuts rise to the top. And I found this nut here. And there's other nuts in our club right now today. She's not here today, but our Area 51 director, that's another one. I can see many others that are like that. Jose, you're the next nut. Renee, you're a nut. You're going to do it. And then my 10th year, I went to my 4th international convention. Man, I get a lump in my throat thinking about going to these events. Here's what I found out at this one. Toastmasters International is a truly international organization. Amazing. I saw people from all over the world, and you can tell by their garb what they're wearing. When you see the Scottish guy with his kilt, when you see the Korean ladies with their outfits, Malaysia, Philippines, China, Korea, Ukraine, Germany, London, and all over the United States, even South America. I met a man who is the district director for an unnamed district because they don't have enough clubs to become a district, but I'm helping him do that. So you see how every opportunity gives you more opportunities? Steve Jobs famously gave his commencement exercise speech at Stanford, and he said, you can always connect the dots moving backwards, but you cannot connect them moving forward. You have to keep creating dots because you never know how they're going to connect. How that one little ad that Denny put got me here. And I'm an overnight sensation. After 9 years, I got to speak at the Toastmasters International Convention, the thing that I manifested 5 years ago. Here was the cool part about it. Back up. The cool part about it was when I was in Chicago, 3 women took first, second, and third place for the World Championship of Public Speaking. The lady of color there, she's from our district. She placed second. And in Bahamas, again, 3 women won the top 3 positions of the World Championship of Public Speaking. I felt so privileged to get to experience that because up until the 1970s, Toastmasters was a men's only club. And the women got involved just what, 50 years ago? We're about to turn 100 years old in October. That conference or convention is going to be in Anaheim in August, but we turn 100 in October. Clap it up for yourselves, 100 years old organization. So I'm going to go a little bit faster than I thought because we got to get started. Now that I've achieved 2 distinguished Toastmasters, I changed the acronym to mean devoted to mentoring. And that's what I do now, because I'm a higher education professor at 4 universities. And I'm a mentor in Toastmasters. And I mentor everybody. And the saying that I have is, I lead all the horses to water. But since I cannot discern which horse will drink the water, I lead them all to the water. And my friend here changed it up a little bit and said, you got to make them thirsty first. So I hope I made you thirsty to set your goal, your mindset. What's your mindset? Yes. Yes. Yes to every opportunity that Toastmasters affords you. Did I make you thirsty to become a DTM? Yeah. How many of you don't even think about you're ever going to do a DTM? Never. Some of you are nevers. Okay, how many of you have a DTM? Get number 2. Get number 3. I'm working on my 3rd one. That is your manifestation. Because it's not the DTM that matters. It's the process. It's the person that you become in that process of obtaining that 2nd or 1st distinguished Toastmaster. So I challenge you to do that. My friend Brent and I, he's a fellow professor, a fellow Toastmaster, great friend. We started this channel, and it's called Devoted to Mentoring. And we don't ask for anything. We are giving our free knowledge out to the world. We don't want subscribers, we don't want likes, we don't want Patreon or PayPal or any of that stuff. We're just putting it out there. We recorded 50 or so episodes. Some of these distinguished Toastmasters, go back one for a second. This was at the conference, and I challenge you to go to these conferences. That's another thing I did. I was on the decoration committee. I have 3 people there that I take no credit for it, but I believe that I had something to do with pushing them to become a distinguished Toastmaster. So those 3, and all 3 of them are here today. Raise your hands. Sarah, Samantha, Brent. And then over here, I got Cindy. Yay, Cindy. And then Berta and Sandy. And then one of my greatest accomplishments was, after I got my first ETM, there was a 25 or 15-year member from South Dade. He said, hey, Geno, you got that DTM? Guess what? I'm going for it. And that's Randy Lickman right there. That was a pretty good accomplishment to get somebody who's been at it for that long to become a distinguished Toastmaster. I'll leave you with this. I hope that I've inspired you to get the most out of Toastmasters, because what you put in, you get back tenfold. And I took John F. Kennedy's famous quote from his inaugural speech, and I changed it up. And I say, don't ask what Toastmasters can do for you. Ask what you can do for Toastmasters. And watch the person that you become in that process. Amen? Amen. Yeah. Thank you.